Hi, I'm Gideon Oaks, and I'm your Libertarian candidate for South Dakota State Senator in District 30. In case you don't recognize the giant stone heads behind me, I am coming to you from Mount Rushmore National Memorial, which, yes, is actually in my district. If you've never been to the Black Hills, you are missing out. Come see us. Plan to spend at least a week here. All right, shameless plug is over. Thank you so much to the LNC for giving me a few minutes to speak with you today. I just wanted to introduce myself and my campaign and then talk to you a little bit about what the party is doing to help libertarians like me actually get elected across the country, and then a little bit about how you can help. So just a little about me. I am married to the most amazing woman in the entire world, and she and I have a 2-year-old daughter who absolutely epitomizes the definition of a 2-year-old. She's absolutely great to have out on the campaign trail, and those of you who follow my Facebook page at facebook.com/electoaks, you already see a lot of her. So I like to tell people when we're out on the campaign trail that she should be the one running for legislature, because if anybody can say no to authoritarian overreach, it's a 2-year-old. They can say no to anything. So not only is Mount Rushmore in my district, but we actually live in Keystone, which is the hometown of Mount Rushmore. And I had the pleasure of serving 2 back-to-back terms on the city council, including serving for part of that time as council president, which essentially functions as mayor since we don't have a full-time mayor. While in office, I was able to make a difference by being the most fiscally conservative voice on the council, voting dozens of times to cut wasteful spending, prevent overregulation, and stand up for private property rights in our hometown. And that's something I'm really proud of. I've also had the privilege of serving on our local fire protection district, which is entrusted with safeguarding the taxpayer monies. Sorry, it's a little windy here today. I've also had the opportunity and privilege to volunteer extensively in our area, from United Way to our local tourism promotion corporation to my favorite role, which was organizing and directing a Halloween fundraising event with 4 different haunted houses, the proceeds of which go directly to our hometown charity and stays 100% in our area to help folks who have hit rough times. As a libertarian, I believe that's absolutely the best way to help our neighbors, and it's vastly superior to tax and spend welfare policies. So I will admit I wasn't always a big L libertarian. In fact, I was a state teenage Republican secretary for 2 years in a row. I also served as GOP precinct captain in our hometown and have been kind of a political junkie all my life. And when I say all my life, I mean I was literally my daughter's age of 2 when I went to my first political rally, and I've never known any different. My family's just always been very active politically, both locally and at the state level. But like a lot of other folks, I got really tired of working my butt off for a party, which always has an excuse for not following through with its promises of fiscal conservatism. And so I found myself here in the Libertarian Party. The thing about my district is that there are a lot of people in the exact same boat as me. They're tired of seeing the GOP, even with its supermajority, continuing to grow the size and reach of government year after year. And I promise you, there are a whole lot of them just waiting for us to start winning before they'll start jumping over to our team. In the meantime, the support is there. I have endorsements from several prominent local Republican officials who realize that now is the time to rein in out-of-control spending. And what's more, these folks aren't just tired of big government, they're tired of career politicians. And that's where my race comes in, because we are up against an incumbent who has been in elected office for 18 years. Not necessarily because people like him, but because he's a power broker and a deal maker. He's rarely ever had to worry about primaries, and with a 22-point disadvantage, the Democrats around here have never even come close to touching him. We literally have 10,000 Republicans, 4,000 independents, and only 3,000 Democrats in our district. So we are bringing a principled grassroots fight to him, and we have momentum right now. People are starting in our district to put principle over party, even if it means saying goodbye to the 2-party duopoly. They're starting to realize that a strong, vibrant third party might just be necessary to keep the others in check. We have a great opportunity to turn the sparks of the last 40 years into the wildfire of tomorrow. People are ready for the libertarian message, even if they don't necessarily trust the brand yet. It's why we have almost 200 elected libertarians across the nation, and we will add more come November. I'm absolutely certain of that. I believe that the best way to grow the party is not from the top down, but from the bottom up, and that's exactly why I'm so excited to be chosen as one of the targeted races. So just a little about the Targeted Races program. In case you missed it, the Libertarian National Committee has identified several legislative races across the country. These races are being targeted for a number of reasons. First, of course, is that the candidates are solid libertarians running in a partisan race. Second, most of the chosen districts have a low media cost, which simply put means that every dollar goes further. And third, well, since this is a public video, I won't get too granular with our strategy, but let's just say that each race has unique factors which make it winnable. Not just good for publicity, but actually winnable. And so to support this effort, the party has carefully crafted campaign strategies for each race, which will take advantage of talented campaign advisors and also pooled campaign resources. In the beginning stages of the races, the party helped us with critical elements such as crafting our message, developing our brand and visual identity, determining exactly what our win number is, and so forth. But now that we're just a couple months out, the support is starting to shift to more of a boots-on-the-ground level. We currently have a couple of teams of professional canvassers who will be working in each of the districts for a week at a time, knocking on thousands and thousands of doors and identifying voters. And to support the canvassers, the party has also set up a mobile headquarters of sorts to provide the tactical resources and the data analysis needed to be effective. Because there's nothing worse than hitting door after door after door with no real strategy. Data is what wins elections, and the party is going to be processing a whole lot of it. At the same time, the party has enlisted the help of nearly 100 Libertarian volunteers across the country to work a dedicated phone bank for these races. In districts like mine that have large rural populations, I can't even begin to tell you how valuable those two resources, canvassers and phone bankers, are going to be to us. Once the voters are ID'd, the mobile headquarters and phone bank will then shift into GOTV, or get out the vote mode. In the days and hours leading up to the election night, our support teams will be doing everything that they can to make sure that our supporters actually turn out and vote. You know, it's one thing to get people excited about your race. It's a whole other thing to actually get them to the polls. So hopefully by now, you are also getting really, really excited about this. I know I am. In my opinion, we've never been closer to victory, and it's going to happen on November 6th, mark my words. But none of this would be possible without the sustaining generosity of volunteers and donors. If you'd like to help, there are a couple of fantastic ways. First is to join the phone banking team. Many hands make light work, and I've been told that if we can get enough volunteers, we may even be able to help out a couple of other races. I've just also been told that to sign up for this, go to lp.org/phonebank. Second, of course, is through financial support. If you're not yet a sustaining member of the National Libertarian Party, it's a great time to join. If your membership has lapsed, it's a great time to renew. And if you happen to have a few extra bucks in your pocket right now, please consider clicking the link below and donating directly to this project. The Libertarian Party is the third largest party in this country, and in my opinion, it's the best vehicle we've got for breaking away from the two-party system, which has propelled us $21 trillion into debt and stolen away our individual liberties at every turn. Friends, victory is possible. People across the country are ready for our message of individual liberty and economic freedom. But it's not going to be easy. We are up against the most powerful of enemies, and they are not going to go down without a fight. But we are going to bring them that fight. Now, November 6th, we are going to take one more big step in moving the chains down the field. Folks, I want to reiterate something. The LNC isn't targeting these races just to make us feel good about ourselves or simply for good publicity. They're targeting these races because we can actually win. And with your support, we will turn that possibility into reality. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm Gideon Oaks, Libertarian candidate for South Dakota State Senate.